Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our session of Let's Talk HR. This afternoon, we have a very important guest in our midst, and he'll be taking us through a lot of examples about team bonding. And as Ascentech Services Limited, we are HR consulting company and we've been operating for over 9 years now, and we're very much looking forward to our very good 10 years. Yeah, we'll be 10 next year. We'll be 10 years. 10 years of being your partner for HR solutions. So as we go into our section, I would like to introduce our speaker, our key speaker for this section to you. We have Darlington Ayawo is a global talent recruiter, and he has been recruiting for over 7 years now and has been handling end-to-end phase of tech recruitment and other sectors. He's very fast with different softwares, and which is why he's an expertise to talk in this field because he has interacted with a lot of candidates, a lot of industries, and a lot of companies that he has worked with, and he can tell you very much why team bonding is needed. Let's welcome Darlington Ayawo. Thank you.
Hi, Tosin. Yeah, nice to be here. Thank you very much for that introduction.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. We'll be very glad to hear from you and to learn from your wealth of experience. And myself, I'm the moderator for this Let's Talk HR section and also a speaker as well. I'm the business and learning and development expert for Ascentech Services Limited, and I've been a BD for close to 3 years now. While I've had some experiences with learning and development as well. Thank you. All right, so without wasting time, this is a webinar, of course, and it's going to be an interactive webinar. So please All right, sorry, that must have been a network glitch. I believe you can hear me.
Yeah, apologies. I had I hear you clearly now.
All right, all right, all right. So straight to the topic of discussion, why team bonding? You might just be looking and be asking, why team bonding? Out of all the topics that are available that can be talked about, why team building? Why this? Why that? That is what we are here to talk about and then to educate ourselves on for companies, employees, and employers inclusive. So why is team bonding needed? It's needed because you need to make friends at work, and it's very difficult to do that without people working together as a team, without people having an understanding, a perspective about themselves, like being able to know, okay, this is who my fellow employee is, being able to run a check on the personality of the person you're working with. it will be difficult to be able to work with the person because you'll be having frictions. Why frictions are inevitable, however, it can lead to a lasting one if not very managed. So team bonding or team building, as the case may be, is needed so that people can make friends at work, especially large companies where we have different backgrounds, we have different interests, we have different people from different cultures, races. We have some people, okay, we have expatriates working in here in Nigeria, we have the locals working in here. So team bonding is needed so that people can make friends with each other because it can be difficult. So when you do team bonding, people will be able to relate with each other interpersonally. Also, team bonding is needed
Yeah.
so that we can foster community relationships within each other at work. So that they can be bonds, so that people can celebrate. When appraisals are being done or performance evaluations are being done, they look at the person, they say, okay, why is this person not performing? And one of the things the HR consulting people try to do is, okay, let's get to digest what exactly could be wrong with this person. Is it lack of sufficient tools? Is it a personal thing? Is it this? Is it that? One of the things that can help you as an HR, as a company, to understand your staff, to understand your employee, is when you do team building and team bonding. You see someone that is very quiet at work and is always looking at his or her laptop and is like that every day. When you do team building, you'll be surprised this person can talk. So team building is needed so that you can have an understanding of your employee outside of work. Probably the work environment is what is caging them, or is what is making them reserved, or what is not bringing out their real color, and they're not able to be very productive to give in their best to what they're doing. So team bonding can help you to create a culture where everyone feels like they matter. Of course, that is one sense everyone wants to have at work. Regardless of your level, if it is the entry level that you are, mid level, or the senior level, everyone wants to feel like they matter. Everyone wants to feel like they are valued. Everyone wants to feel like I belong to somewhere. So team bonding is needed so that in that place, at least everyone will get involved with something. There's an idea that will be brought to the table that will be valued, and everyone's contribution will be appreciated. So these are the reasons why team bonding is needed in a company, in an organization, regardless of how small the team is. When two people come together to work on a common goal, running with the same vision, that is a team. So if it's two, it is three, it is four, it is five. It is needed for every organization, probably maybe at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, to enhance productivity, to have a team bonding activity. So why it is needed, firstly, it will identify who you are working with. You're able to identify who you are working with. You really cannot know people if they are confined to a particular state. So you need team bonding to be able to identify who you're working with and how they respond to situation. You're still going to get to the part whereby you have different things, activities that should take place in the team bonding that can bring out all of these things. Team bonding is not the time, to start doing lectures and everything. We're still going to get there. So secondly, it gives you the chance to celebrate the positive things. Why so many employees do not get the accolades coming every time when they are at work? Probably because it's all about results. Most of the times target driven individuals like the sales team and everything. Team building activity is that period where they get to get the accolades they deserve, where they get the positive feedbacks, where they get these responses, and they feel like, oh wow, so it means I've been working all this while. Yes, you deserve that time. So that time off work to celebrate your employees, to say positive things about them, actually makes them feel so good. Team bonding is a great way to foster a sense of community. Team. And when we talk about them together, everyone achieves more. So a sense of community is needed at work so that these people can contribute their very best. If a workplace is being run like this is mine, that is yours, that is yours, no, that is not together everyone achieve more. But when there's a sense of community, there's a sense of responsibility. I'm responsible to contribute to this part. You are responsible to contribute this part. So team building brings that sense for it. So Mr. Darlington, can you please share with us some of the things, reasons why you think team building is needed?
Yeah, thank you very much for elucidating on team bonding. Um, I've learned so much, from your little um, from your little submission, right? So team bonding is it's an ongoing process, right? It is something you do, right? Often it is a process, it's an ongoing process through which teams can become closer, right? And also build trust and also ease communication. I think one of the most integral process of team bonding is in building interpersonal relationships, right? Team bonding it is a unique idea that is used to connect the members of a team and also strengthen the relationship between them, right? So it focuses primarily on strengthening the relationships within a team, right? So when you talk about team bonding, it is important because it matters a lot in organizational culture, because it is often a tool that is used to motivate team members to impart wisdom, and also to impart wisdom and also build effective suggestions, right? One of the most important things again, of team bonding, one of the most important reasons of team bonding is to build smooth interactions between team members. And also it is also very important to take note that it is also good for expanding the scope of development and growth of every individual, right, or every employee within a team or within an organization, right? um, so it is about togetherness. Basically it is about togetherness, and like I said, strengthening interpersonal relationships. I think this lady said it best in her book. What's her name now? Victoria Odoy um Atsem. She said, if you want to go fast you go alone, but if you want to go far you go together. So that is an aspect of team bonding. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darlington. Sincerely, I just took down a whole lot of things. One of the things that hit me first was it's an ongoing process. You know,
Mhm.
the perspective with people is okay, probably when we do it in the beginning of the year, the remaining one is left for the end of the year. But now you just made us understand that it's an ongoing process. It's not a one-off thing that you do it and oh, we are good. The team is supposed to know each other for the rest of the year. No. Thank you so much for that point. You said it's a tool that is used to motivate the employee. Who does not like motivation? Are you whining me?
No one.
Everyone likes to be motivated, and that's just the truth. And that
Mhm.
is one of the tools by which employees can be motivated. Team bonding. You get to eat those, all those. You get it. All right. So it's used to build trust and ease communication. Yes, everyone do really want to trust who they are working with. And it is
Very
when
true.
they come for activities like this that they're able to do it. Thank you so much for all those beautiful points. You gave us a lot of points, a whole lot of them. You said it helps members to bring in their suggestions. Not every
Effective
organization,
suggestion. Yes.
yes, effective suggestions. Not every organization practice an open door process or system of operation. But team bonding allows you to be able to meet that your order. You'll be able to say, okay, this is my suggestion and everything. Thank you so much, Darlington. That was a very good and wonderful one. Thank you so much. I believe the viewers everywhere they're watching from, they are learning now. And this is supposed to be something we are charging for, but we are doing this because of Christmas in the year, 10 years anniversary for Ascentech. Thank you so much, Darlington. All right. So,
Thank
what
you.
did
You're
you
welcome.
think are the things to do while people are team bonding? You're going to share examples with us on team bonding activity that you have done. But let me quickly share some. While you are team bonding,
Okay.
you're supposed to share personal stories. I mean, experiences about yourself in real time. Things that, okay, probably about your strengths, your weaknesses, just personal stories. Okay, there was a time when I was working like this. I could remember some time when we had a team bonding exercise for a particular company. And, that session looked like I should just grab a seat and sit with them and say, okay, I want to learn. Because the participants were so open with personal stories of okay, this was where I was working before and this happened, I learned from this, I learned from that. So in team bonding, it should be such that participants are free to share personal stories and experiences. Okay, this was my experience. I thought I was wrong here. No, alas, I was not wrong. This was what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do to make it better. It will help to establish a strong relationship. When I know your story, you know my story. There's this level of loyalty or this level of succor you tend to find with me when we are working. I share with you that, okay, I've been abused before at work. When you want to relate with me, you'll be very careful. While it is not good to abuse at work, you get, but you'll be very much careful. Say, oh, this person has had this experience. Or you see me, okay, I'm typing one way, and you're like, oh, why are you doing like this? You understand from my personal story that, oh, this person is like this. You know the kind of words to say, the kind of jokes to make, things that would not demotivate your person. When you share personal stories like that, stories about where you're coming from, even your background, your race. Okay, I'm Indian. This is how we do in India. This is our this. This is our that. It gives me a perspective of where you're coming from, and it makes us very, very close. All right, Darlington, please share with us an experience of your team bonding and what you do while you are team bonding.
Yeah, so I think that you've mentioned everything, basically. I think one very important thing that you share while team bonding is that you share your personality as well, right? So when you're team bonding, you want to know who your team members are. You want to understand how you're going to relate to them. Um, and you know that relational skills can be quite subjective sometimes. You might be having a very um, positive relationship skills at your own end, but then the other person might be reading it a different way, right? So when team bonding, you share your personality, you get to understand, oh, what um, this person likes and what this person doesn't like, how you can relate to them better, in a way that will not cause any tension or friction, as you might say. So yeah, so I think that's also what you share when you're team bonding, and also something else that you want to take cognizance of when you're team bonding is you get to understand people who are problem solvers, you get to understand people who are risk takers, you get to understand every aspect of being a valuable staff of the company. You get to understand, the people who are going to put their best foot forward, and then the people who are, more or less like to remain behind the scenes, right? So team bonding are activities that you engage in that help to, understand your colleagues, your the organization, and even the business owners.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. So we're still going to come back to examples of team bonding that you've had. But before then, our audience would like you to share in the comment section the location you're working from, comment about the section. You can just use the chat box. If you have any question, you have any contribution, this is an open conversation. Let's us learn together, everyone. All right, so what to do while team bonding? You should play games. Like Darlington said, he said team bonding, you need to understand your people. You get to understand your people. How can I understand you when we have not done anything together? Is it when you are bringing files to me in the office? No, I might not get to understand you all through. But when we play games, probably you won or I won, and I'm like, how can you win me? Then this kind of person in conflict management, this is their skills. You get to
Yeah.
understand people like Darlington said. So while you're team bonding, you play games, different games that can bring people together in a team. If you want to know the kind of games, register for our team retreat for the end of the year and the beginning of the year. Expressly what are the type of games that can be played. All right. During the team bonding, what to do? You can put up a contest. Who is good with arguments, who is good with this, who is good with that. During the team bonding, when you're playing against probably a chess game, a draft game, different games, everything, you can know who is calculative, who is this person is that, this person takes this move. And when you're going to get a deal closed, salespeople, we have come again. When you want to get a deal closed, you know which of your foot soldier to put first. Okay, this person, I saw the way he made that move. Okay, you go to this company, you go get that contract and bring it. These are a lot of things that team bonding can do, and some activities that can help you to get to your team. Like Darlington said, during team bonding, you volunteer. It is good that you volunteer. You can have a team bonding activity and say, everyone, we are going to go sweep across the road in Lagos. Wow. Someone is saying I'm not doing again. When you do that, irrespective of who you are, it brings everyone together. You'll be able to understand, irrespective of where you come from. It brings a sense of responsibility and the community sense we talked about in the first place. All right. So, Darlington, please share with us an experience of team bonding.
Yeah. So there was this time, right? That we had one of the places I worked, we had like a brainstorming session, right? Which of course is a team bonding um, activity, right? And one thing about brainstorming sessions is, they can be work focused, right? And oftentimes it's actually like the best kind, right? And the one of the key reasons of brainstorming sessions is that it tends to show some sort of accomplishment, and also show bigger team goals, right? And so one thing about brainstorming is you get to share ideas. You get to share ideas with your team members, and everyone gets to see the way in which a particular colleague thinks, how we fashion um, how they fashion their thought process, and you get to pretty much align, or you get to have also another opinion. And in such matters, you see that people are giving effective suggestions, and you get to understand that there are different ways to doing certain things, right? And you get to also understand how people approach people, and how people approach problems or challenges, right? And also you get to understand that, oh, okay, so we did this, but we could have actually done this other thing, and we could have done it differently, and maybe also done it better, right? And this can be used for when you are retrospecting, right? Maybe there was a project that you've had before, or something like that, right? So that's one of the team bonding activities that I know that I had earlier, I've been a part of. And another team bonding experience that I have is in terms of playing, board games. I'm a Scrabble lover, right? And what does Scrabble does to you as a human being or an employee? You get to understand like different words that you've never even come across, and in in essence, it affects your communication skills, right? You get to see different words, you check the meanings, you start to use them, include them in your everyday usage, right? So all of these are part of the experience or games that I have involved myself in. Yeah. So maybe as we forge ahead, I would remember some others and share.
That is enough. That is enough. Sincerely, I picked a whole lot from that brainstorming section. Thank you so much, Darlington. That was a very great one. I'll pick it from where you start, when you stop. You said during the point of the game, you could get more vocabulary. So in team bonding, you can learn English.
Very, very, very important.
You
Very
can learn
important.
better vocabularies during game sessions. And it's team bonding. You free. Even when you make
Mhm.
mistakes, you'll be corrected in a very polite way. And then you learn and move on. He also mentioned that you'll be able to show bigger team goals. While you're playing, while you're having all of those activities, you begin to see some things. Some games just come up. Okay, like he said, during the Scrabble games he was talking about, you just make some things. I'm like, oh, this is an approach for this particular thing in work. You begin to relate even the games you are playing with your work. You begin to see things in the bigger picture, even the goals that you want to accomplish after the team bonding, which the team bonding itself is part of the goal. He said so many people, you're able to share ideas even while playing games. You teach a person. That is another skill added to you. That is another skill that you are learning. Because like this, I've not played Scrabble before, so I'm sure if I go for a team bonding with that now, I'm going to learn. So it's an
Yeah.
avenue for learning. Yes.
Yeah, we also have office trivia, right? Where you just get to, ask questions about the office, right? For example, you could be asking questions about, oh, when do you think our organization was founded?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, who were the founders at the time? Have we raised any seed funding? How many windows do we have? How many windows do we have in the office? Um, like there are many questions that actually, you think, I mean, you are having fun, right? But it is also affecting is affecting your know-how, about your company, your organization, the people in there, and everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, yes. Thank you so much, Darlington, for that, for chipping that in. Like you said, normally, if not for interview, you will not really carry a book and say, I want to start learning when my organization was founded. Yes or yes.
True.
So it's activities
And
like this that, okay,
yeah, and even when you actually Google it, just for interview reasons, after which you might forget.
sure.
Maybe they ask you after 1 year, you're like, oh, I don't think I remember.
Aha, yes, that's it. That thing you crammed on tension. After the interview, you say, I'm done. But the one that you pick during when you're playing and everything, it gets to sink down into you. Those are part of
Mm-hmm.
the things that happen. And you see, from this life experience, you can be very sure that team building and team bonding is very much needed, like that little shared with us now in your organization, within your team, regardless of the number, either a few of them or a lot of them. So I'll be sharing our last team bonding in my organization. We are an HR consulting company and we work the work. When we tell you do team bonding, we do team bonding as well. I don't want
Yeah.
to share this story. So our team bonding
Please share.
activity, it was actually funny because everybody was arriving. We went to a poolside actually, and we had music, a lot of dancing, a lot of shots, a lot of everything. And then I saw my boss, our CEO. I saw my boss dance. I'm like, oh, so this man dances like, does it? He's a very free person, and you could see him in all his dancing. We had a game, we were playing balloon, we were busting everybody's balloon, and you saw everybody running, and I'm like, wow, 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 what is this? I felt so very good with myself. I felt very like I felt very alive, very much alive. That I felt like, okay, can we just stay here? Can we pitch a tent here? Can we bring a branch of our company? There was a lot of balloon games. There was games that, okay, such that we could improve coordination within ourselves. We had that game too. We had different sessions. We had tours. You get to know me. You get to reach this person and say what you perceive. Yes, I remember this. There was this game that you look at people and you say what you see about them last, then you repeat what has changed. So many people, like you said, you'll be saying something, they don't get the correct thing you're saying. You're saying A, they are hearing B. So when you play such games, it helps you to understand how people actually view things. I remember that time they said what changed. I did not hear they say what changed. Me, I was saying this person is not putting on. They're like, that's what the question they're asking. I'm like, where am I? Am I lost? All of those things will help you to be able to, focus on each other, get things done, and write well. So these are some of the things that team bonding does and some of the things to do at team bonding. We have learned quite a lot, a whole lot. Darlington mentioned again, everyone gets to see who their colleague is. Very, very important. Very important. How you make friends is when you get close to the person in time of play and when you are serious. If the only time you get to know your colleague is when they are serious passing the fight, nah, people are not like that. I got to see my boss in another light when we did team bonding. Yes. All right. So we are rounding up real quick, but before then, we are still going to talk. So, what is team bonding note? We're talking about team bonding, team bonding, team bonding. I've talked about game and so what is team bonding note? What are people not supposed to do during a team bonding? Darlington, please share
Okay.
with us, share with us. Yeah.
All right. So when you're team bonding, you don't take up a microphone and start giving a lecture, right? Let's save that for training sessions. I mean, you are an L&D expert, so you understand where I'm coming from. So when you're team bonding, you don't take microphones and start you know you don't create training sessions. You don't start telling people about about certain things. So it's because team bonding, like we said, like we have established, is an avenue to learn. Is an avenue to have fun, right? It is an avenue to have fun and also breed interpersonal relationships, right? So there are certain things that you don't do when you're team bonding. You don't take up your laptops and start working or sending an emails kindly find attached and thanks and kind regards and all of those things. So you have to abandon those things when you're team bonding. It's a time to have fun. It's a time to relieve yourself of stress. Um, yeah, and also team bonding is not a time when you also if you are an introvert, it's not a time to actually be an. I understand that there are personalities, that there are different personalities, right? But it's an avenue to come out of your shell. It's an avenue to know who your colleague is, like I mentioned. And the only way you can know who your colleague is when you interact with them. And because you spend most of your hours at work and not at home, it is best that you know who you work with, right? So yeah, so that's my 2 cents on it.
Thank you so much, darling team. Yeah, so team bonding is not a time to carry microphone and start lecture. Then people carry book and start writing. You hear people start saying, please, practical, practical, practical. So thank you so much. It's not a time to, coin back into your shell. It is a time to come out of your shell, like you say. So if you're an introvert, we respect your personality type, however, still mix up, share your ideas, and that can even help you to overcome some of your fears. Thank you so much for the comments that are coming in. Yeah, Tosin said team bonding helps showcase unconventional skills, especially in games. Thank you so much for those comments. Keep them coming. Chidoze said team bonding also gives team open forum for career competition and performance is achieved. Yes, yes, all of that and more is what team bonding actually delivers for you. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, so we're rounding up real quick. So team bonding is not a time of hours of learning, like Darlington said. Nobody is interested in. I want to eat chicken. Don't start giving me notes. Yeah, it's not time to stay glued to your system. You carry system, you still work. You are sending emails, like you said. You are still sending to whom it may concern. No, it's not concern anybody at this point. So it's not the time to segregate yourself. It's the time to engage everyone. So team building is a retreat that can be used as an opportunity to reflect on what you have done in the past year. Like the year is winding up now, you might need to know how far you have come. Apart from the meeting you have in the office, apart from the general report, it's a time for you to discuss what went well and what didn't go well. You're able to get people's opinions. It's a means of employee feedback. Apart from the form that HR people send via mail and say, okay, write your feedback. What is your feedback about what happened this year? One of the ways you can get honest opinion while somebody is eating chicken is just like, this year, oh, we did not do this right. The person has given their honest piece. The information will just come out. It's a way for us to know what did not do well with the business and what can be able to be improved. It also allows to identify any areas of concern. If there's a concern here, if there's a this, you're joking and you're like, my line manager is very good. That's a compliment you just passed. The person could know that moving forward, I'm going to improve on being so very good again. So thank you so much, the viewers. We really, 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 really acknowledge the fact that you could join our live show this evening, our live talk this evening. So we are rounding up. We don't know, Darlington, do you have one or two words for us again before we say bye to the audience? And if there's any questions, so that we can take them.
Yeah, as a closing remark, I would say that team bonding is, basically about engineering happiness within the organization, right? And also among your team members, right? It is about keeping your employees happy, and when you keep your employees happy, you find out that they will definitely, I mean, keeping your employees happy will definitely, contribute to business growth, right? Happy employees are integral to the success of any business, of any organization, right? So when employees are happy, they are more engaged, they are more productive, and these are people that take um, less time than necessary off work, right? And lastly, happy employees are those who will considerably stay longer at a place. Now, if you do your research well, you would also notice that um, if you want to know people who are unhappy in an organization, these are people that usually, most often than not, take unnecessary sick leave or days off work. So when you make an employee happy, when you make them happy, they tend to stick around for long. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Darlington. We are so happy to have you. Thank you so much. One point you just mentioned now, if you want to reduce the number of leave of sick employees, coming to take note. I will not come to that. I will not come to make them happy. Make them happy with team bonding, team building activities, as the case may be. Thank you so much, Darlington. We're so happy to have you to share from your wealth of wisdom. Even as an L&D, I've put my pen. I've been jotting something down. I learned so much from you. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have you here. So we're going to round up real quickly. I know that you find this session very interesting. The comments, the likes, everyone that joined watching, I can see we have a lot of views here already. You find it interesting and you're wondering, how will your organization begin doing this? How do you start? Where do you locate? It's even almost Christmas. You are trying to put in plans together, but it's not working. You do not have to do the stress. Just get connected with us, info@ascentech.com.ng, just an email, or you put a call through to us. We will get you the place, the time, the games, the sections, and everything you need to do. Just get the stress on us and we'll get it rolling for you. Then you'll be able to have a lot of productivity coming from your employees in the coming year. So team bonding is an important part of the workplace culture, and it helps to create more cohesive and supportive workplace. So do you need a more cohesive and supportive workplace? Do you want to be productive, more productive in the coming year? Even the remaining days of this year, you can still do something productive. So team building, team bonding, as the case may be, conflict resolution just might be outside of this scope, flexible as the case may be. We are always here to help out. Ascentech Services Limited is your partner for HR solutions. I'm Tosin Opani once again, and our speaker, Darlington. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you, our viewers, the audience, everywhere. Thank you, Esho, Dalu, Messi, everything. Thank you. Then we'll meet on our next session of Let's Talk HR. Bye.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.